How we doing, guys? Welcome to the Premier League Roundup. Each and every Monday morning, we're going to be rounding up all of the Premier League games, any of the controversy, and my word, was there some controversy this weekend? I'm going to try and be as brief as I can on some of it, but there was so much. I don't know if that's even possible. What an absolutely horrible weekend for the PGMOL. But then again, saying it's a horrible weekend for them, they probably love it. First game of the whole weekend, there was drama. Tottenham against West Ham. 4-1 winners for Tottenham. West Ham actually took the lead. Second half, my word, what on earth happened to West Ham? They were abysmal. Went in at halftime 1-1. You thought, okay, that's a good start. And they're not really enjoying life under the new manager. Be careful what you wish for. Because I know things weren't overly great towards the end of David Moyes' reign, but I can't remember it being this poor. But the big talking point will be Kudus. This is a sending off decision that's probably not debatable, and everybody is in agreement. Not only does he kick Van der Ven when he's on the floor, he gives him a slap in the face, and Richarlison gets one for good measure. But yeah, listen, he absolutely lost it. And he got sent off, and rightly so at the end of the day. Manchester United against Brentford, and Erik ten Hag will live to fight another day. But there was one point in this where you were thinking that might well be it, because Brentford took the lead. And there was some controversy around this one, and we've all seen the images and whatnot. If you haven't seen the highlights, go and have a look. But it was De Ligt that was injured when Brentford had a corner, and he was forced off, and he had to go off because he had a cut to his head. And he didn't want to go off, and he wanted to get the treatment on the pitch. I can't remember what the ins and outs of it were, but he basically had to come off. And there's a video of him there, and he's like starting to get his treatment. The corners come in, Brentford score, and he goes absolutely nuts. So yeah, it's one of those ones, go off the pitch, and they've been absolutely punished, but they were able to turn it round. Garnacho got the equaliser, and Højlund with the winning goal, and that's much needed 3 points for Manchester United. Fulham against Aston Villa, a very, very eventful game. 2 red cards, one apiece, Fulham and Aston Villa. Fulham took the lead. Villa equalised. Fulham missed a penalty. There was a last minute sending off. It's a really good 3 points for Aston Villa. Fulham are a good side, and they will look at that and say, job done. Newcastle losing at home to Brighton. Danny Welbeck with the goal, and that's a fantastic result for them. Not so much for Newcastle, and there's not really much else to talk about. In that respect, it's just a very, very good 3 points for Brighton. Southampton against Leicester, another game with another red card. But I suppose the big talking point was Southampton going 2-0 up in this game, and Leicester turning it around. And the winning goal was in injury time. And listen, at the end of the day, you can say whether the Fraser red card was the catalyst and Southampton weren't able to hold that out. But listen, when you go 2-0 ahead in the Premier League, you've got to see it out. You certainly can't lose, especially when you're at home, and when you're in the mess that Southampton have been in. It's not great, is it? And, the signing of Ramsdale isn't really helping. There's not so much he can do, with all respect. When you've got an absolute bunch of clowns in front of you, it's really difficult. And that's why I just feel that the move for Ramsdale was not really a good one, to be quite honest with you. It'd have been better off sitting on the bench and just playing cup matches for Arsenal and not damaging his stock, shall we say. But going to Southampton and conceding 2, 3, 4 every game ain't going to do him good at all. Ipswich against Everton, 2-0 win for Everton. Michael Keane with one of the goals. This is a fantastic goal, to be fair. And listen, Everton, it's another 3 points. It's a very good win on the road for them. And Ipswich, they're one of these sides that will struggle throughout the course of the season. good side, can play some good football, but this is the Premier League. It's not the Championship, and it's very, very tough. Bournemouth against Arsenal. I have said absolutely everything I need to say. And my point on referees making original decisions and VAR re-refereeing games, etc., was only highlighted 24 hours later. And I will go into that in a moment. But it's a defeat for Arsenal. Fair play to Bournemouth. And we'll have to dust ourselves off and go again. Wolves against Manchester City. Man City were poor in this game. And I was watching it and I actually fell asleep at one point and woke up in about the 75th minute. And at no point did I think Man City were going to score. I thought, you know what, Man City are dropping 2 points here. It might make the Arsenal defeat a little bit more bearable, should we say. Now, before we go and get into the goal, literally seconds before Man City broke up the other end and got this string of corners and everything, there was a minute to go. Wolves should have had a free kick. Now, anybody with a brain, and judging by so many comments recently, you know, very few and far between people with a brain, will see that even though the Man City player won the ball, the reason why he was able to win the ball was because he had two hands on the Wolves player's back and he pushed him. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it. And because of everything that actually transpired, I think everybody's forgotten about it. The referee should be awarding a free kick. Wolves have a great opportunity there. Centre of the goal, 20 yards out. They could, you know what I mean? They could win the game. The guy, I don't know who committed the foul, had two hands on the Wolves player's back and he pushed him. And when you're running at the speed he's running and someone puts two hands on your back and pushes you, it's a foul. Man City literally win that, go straight to the other end and have a couple of corners and one of them goes in. Now, this is where the controversy is. The linesman flags and says that Bernardo Silva was offside. And VAR have said to the referee, we don't believe he is. You need to go and have a look for yourself on the monitor. So he's gone over to the monitor. Now, the first point here is very, very clear. They played a little clip and we all saw it. We all see for ourselves on the television what the referee sees. And he was not played the first part of the corner. And this is very key because in the law of the game, the FA rules, the law, it states about a player being in an offside position. Now, I know when the corner was taken, he was not offside. He was only in an offside position when Stones headed the ball. But because he was in an offside position and he's actually backed into the goalkeeper and kind of knocked him off his stance, it's had an impact on this phase of play, which has impeded him. It's a foul. It's a foul. So it doesn't matter that Bernardo Silva at the point of the header has moved out the way and ducked. It's happened before. Now I have people going, but Ben White does that at every corner with Arsenal. Ben White's not offside. Now this is very key. He's not in an offside position. What Ben White does is not breaching any laws of the game. What Bernardo Silva did is breaching the laws of the game. Go look it up for yourselves if you want to. And Man City go and get that goal. And they get the 3 points. And I just look now and I just think, does anything ever go against them? It's just getting boring now. Let me go to the Liverpool game against Chelsea. And this is where the talking point will be and why I will speak about the William Saliba situation. You could not have written this script 20 minutes into the game. It was virtually identical to the William Saliba incident. And I believe it was Jota that was brought down. The on-field decision by the referee, the two assistants and everybody else that can see it has gone yellow card. VAR has gone, stick with the referee's decision. He's seen it. He's deemed it yellow. We are not going to re-referee the game, so we are not getting involved. Exactly what should have happened 24 hours before in the Arsenal game. The referee, 2 assistants, 4th official and everything have seen everything, and the referee has deemed it a yellow card offence. Now, this is not about whether it's red, yellow, whatever, subjective. Everyone has a difference of opinion. Can be red, can be yellow, can be this. We've pulled up videos of identical situations. There was an incident involving Arsenal against Leicester away when Aubameyang spun Johnny Evans and he was through. It was even more of a clear-cut red card professional foul than the one Saliba was. The referee on the field gave a yellow card. Now, what's interesting is that VAR on that day was Jared Gillett. And he decided, I'm not getting involved. Referee's seen it. He's made his decision. I'm not re-refereeing the game. Jared Gillett was VAR that re-refereed the game and said to have Saliba sent off. Yeah, the Liverpool fan. Amazing that, isn't it? What game does Saliba miss? Oh yeah, Liverpool. Yeah. What can you say? At the end of the day, if I was Arsenal, I would use that as evidence and I would appeal William Saliba's red card. And I would say to the FA, there you go. We're not pulling up something from 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever it may be. We're pulling up something within 24 hours. Howard Webb, the PGMOL, or I can't even, I just get so wound up when I think about them. They would have seen that incident in the Chelsea-Liverpool game and gone, oh no, why did that have to happen? I'd appeal if I was Arsenal. I'd appeal. Because it was virtually identical. And people will say that Colwell, I think it was quite close and could have got back. We'll have the same argument for Ben White. Nobody can categorically say that Colwell would have got back to Jota in the same way you could say Ben White wouldn't have got back. You know, in that incident, you cannot categorically say X, Y, Z. And that's why the on-field decisions are yellow. So why VAR got involved and re-refereed? Don't know. First one's a penalty. Liverpool then get another penalty and that gets overturned. And this is where I start laughing. Because if you're watching the game on Sky, okay, they had Mike Dean as an analyst. Please stop making these little worms famous, okay? Because these referees should be insignificant in games. Referees are insignificant. They're not what anybody pays money to watch football for. We don't sit there and go, I'm going to travel halfway around the country and, you know, pay loads of money or subscriptions on television, whatever it might be, to watch Mike Dean. No, that's not what you're there for. You're there to govern and referee games. You're insignificant. No one gives a flying fuck about you. But they want to be celebrities. They want to be the face. And Mike Dean originally turned around and said that the award of the penalty was correct because despite the touch on the ball first, the follow-through was excessive and it's a penalty. Then VAR gets involved and they overturn it. And Mike Dean turns around and says, oh, it was the correct decision to overturn it because he won the ball first and, the follow. And I sat there and I just went, am I hearing things? You can't make this up. And we already know that we're going to have to watch, Dermot Gallagher sit there and back his chums up. Please get these referees off the television. They're not celebrities. They're not going to sit there and give you an honest assessment. The referees that have retired from the game that are very open and honest about how crap a decision is are the ones that don't get a gig anywhere because they're not conforming to the rules. Oh, it's boring. Boring, boring, boring. So, listen, lots of drama over the course of the weekend. So much drama. So many talking points. So many red cards. How many was there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red cards. Staggering. And listen, I understand that in football, there's going to be controversies and difference of opinions and whatnot. But I have never seen a league with so many controversies every single week. And the common denominator, the officials. They're crap. They're inept. And they're not fit for purpose. It's as simple as that. So, listen, let me know what you thought on the games. What was your favourite game? What team do you support? Let me know. Simple as that. We look forward to the next round of fixtures. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. There's going to be a preview for the Arsenal fans, of course, for the Shakhtar Donetsk game, Champions League, before we have a big game on Sunday against Liverpool, of course. But yeah, listen, if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.